What's up, Falcon fans? Anthony Romo here with another edition of our player profiles here from Sam's Wedge-In in Austintown. Thank you to Sam's Wedge-In for promoting Austintown-Fitch Falcon football all along today. Glad to be joined by one of the quickest guys in the Mahoning Valley, Dan Evans III. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Week 11, playoff time. You guys will be hosting the Mayfield Wildcats this week at Greenwood Falcon Stadium in Austintown. Just how does it feel as a player? You go through the whole grind of the season to get to this point. Just how exciting is it to finally be in the playoffs?
After all the hard work that you have throughout the season, it's finally paying off now. We didn't get the greatest draw, I would say, but Mayfield's a good team. But it's really exciting to be at home with our fans.
Yeah, it'll definitely be exciting to have that home crowd behind you guys this week. You don't have to travel, and that's kind of the tough thing with you guys in this region. Besides Boardman and Harding, it's kind of like a regular season for you guys. You got to go like an hour everywhere to the nearest team, so it's always great to have the opponent come to you this week. So to talk about this regular season, 9-1 record, you guys played phenomenal throughout the season against all the competition you guys faced off against. What was your favorite part of this regular season? What was your favorite moment that you did this season?
I would have to say the kick return versus Wadsworth.
Yeah, that was huge.
I've always wanted to get a kick return, and that's been big for me. I've talked about it, dreamed about it, all of that. So that was a really big moment for me, and then for my guys to come celebrate with me, it was a good moment.
Yeah, that was huge. Let's talk about that Wadsworth game real quick. That was, from our standpoint here at YSN, that was arguably the best game that we've had on the network this year. Due to all the circumstances, you guys going on the road turned into a downpour in the second half. And it went, 4 overtimes, I believe? To get a win like that, what was the locker room feeling like after that victory?
It was really emotional. That game was a grind. We had to push through. We didn't come off making all the right plays. We were messing up, but we came out. We just kept fighting and we played hard. So after the game, all we did was celebrate. It was a good feeling.
So you play both offense and defense. You play wide out on the offensive end and in the secondary on the defensive end. Are you more of an offense or defense guy?
Me personally, I'm an offensive guy. I love offense.
You want the ball in your hands.
Yeah.
So
I love touchdown.
That's a great segue into our next thing here in the interview. You definitely had coaches' trust and your quarterback's trust throughout the season. Deshaun Vaughn, Cam Smith last week. You led the team in receptions this season, led the team in touchdowns from the receiving standpoint, and you were second on the team in receiving yards. And you also run track.
Mm-hmm.
You're a speedster, like I said. How does track help you on the football field?
When you think of track and you think of me, you think of speed. And I think Coach Steiner, also my wide receiver coach, he gives me a good way to use my speed and when I'm making cuts to get explosive out of it because I have the capabilities of being able to be explosive.
So we talk about Mayfield coming into this week, 6-4 on the season, played a tough schedule like we were talking about before the interview started. Played teams like Chardon, Riverside, lost to Kenston last week, so they're probably going to have a little bit of urge coming into this week because not only are their backs against the wall because it's playoff time, they had a tough defeat a week ago. What have you guys been doing in practice to kind of prepare for this week's matchup?
They have, like they said, they have speedsters. They do have a speedster on the outside. Their QB is pretty good. So our scout team has been giving us good looks, and we do great preparation, over coverages and all of that to make sure we got our switches right, make sure we make checks at the right time and all of that. So I think we'll be pretty ready.
So junior season, correct? You're a junior here at Fitch. You've gotten a lot of varsity playing time throughout your career here at Austintown-Fitch on the football field. If we go back to week 1 against Foothill to this week, what have you learned the most from the game of football from week 1 to this week?
From week 1 to now, the game's it's a lot slower. Even from when I used to play to now, the game's just a lot slower. And with me playing this, I just see so much more. And it's I've learned to be just patient with some things and just make sure you read things out, read your keys and all of that. So that's what helped me out the most.
That's a great answer. And then going to another game in this regular season, the Massillon game. I'm sure that was a game that was circled on your guys' calendar when the season started. And you played your tail off that game. You had a great game against Massillon. You guys didn't come out on top. But playing in an atmosphere like you guys did, I was fortunate enough to be able to go and call the game with Ty Bartell. how does playing in an atmosphere like that get you guys ready for the playoffs?
Playing it, you don't see too many teams like Massillon. You know, you play them, they're aggressive team and all this and that. They're Massillon, but you know, we've been in that stage before, and you know, we know how to play in big moments. And like Coach Parker, he gets us ready for all of that. So I think, I think we're set.
And then finally, last game that we're going to touch on is last week against Harding, a Valley school. You guys lit it up on the scoreboard. 59 points on the board for you guys. 59-28 victory. Um, what what did you like the most about your guys' performance last week against Harding? Of course, Jamel had one of the games of his life.
Right.
But as a team, what do you think you guys did most successfully?
I think we just like executed what we had to. You know, the run game was really working, and then when our run game is working well, obviously our pass game is just gonna follow right with it. It's a bad combo, you know, to have like for a team to go against. So
of course, this is how we like to end all our interviews here on YSMs with some rapid fire, just some quick questions. I don't know if you've seen them, if you watch any of the interviews, but this is how we like to end them all. So just some simple questions to end the interview off. First things first. When you are getting ready for the game this Friday, you know it's coming. What music are you playing pregame?
okay. Have you ever heard of? I listen to underground rappers. Have you ever heard like a MG Sleepy? Maybe?
Yes, I have. Okay, that's a new answer. We've heard a lot of Young Boy this season. We've heard a lot of Rod Wave.
YB as well. YB is different.
He just came out with another album last Friday, which was, I think it was arguably the best he dropped this year personally.
I didn't get that depth into it.
It's good. It's good.
Okay.
King of the Jungle. You got to listen to that song. You got to tell me you're going to listen to that Friday. That's just a YB classic. Okay. So and then when we go onto the field, the student section at Fitch is almost second to none. They travel with you guys, and they're going to be packed and ready to go Friday night for that game. How much do you guys kind of feed off of the student section?
We like a lot of them are like our friends, so we like talk to them a lot often, and they really like support us, and it means a lot to us. So you know, like we always give our appreciation to them, as like there's some of them are volleyball players. We go to their games, we go to other sporting events to like make sure we show like love to everybody else that's showing it to us.
That's great. Great student body support all the way around.
Yep.
You have a favorite NFL team?
Browns.
Yeah,
we're shaky.
You're
right
with Steve
now.
and I. We are struggling right
shaky.
now, to say the least. You have a favorite receiver on the Browns? Amari, he's played well when the ball's in his hands. They don't give him the ball, though. They don't give the ball to Amari Cooper at all anymore. My personal favorite would have to be DPJ. Donovan Peoples-Jones is really he's played well this year.
Peoples-Jones he's another one.
What were you gonna say?
Amari's just I love the way he just like, I don't know.
He's shifty.
Something about the game.
You have a favorite college team?
Not really, but I like watching Oklahoma when Kyler Murray was there.
Yeah.
It was kind of that's
an explosive offense.
Crazy to watch. Ohio State's good to watch right now. I love watching Ohio State. That Tennessee versus Bama game.
That's a big one. Finally get to watch it because Steve and we work the Youngstown State football games, and I get to watch it. You'll be on the road. When they're on the road, I finally get a week off, and the perfect one, I'll get to watch Tennessee, Georgia coming up. But that Tennessee-Alabama game, that was huge for the Tennessee program, and we talk about atmospheres. There's not many better than that one on Rocky Top.
Like, just imagine being like, after that game, that's crazy.
I couldn't. They carried the goalpost all the way out of the stadium and threw it in the Tennessee River. Hopefully, we're not tearing down goalposts at Fitch, because I don't know if any of our high schools have the money that Tennessee's athletic system could have.
If we bring it home this year,
take it from Canton to Austintown. You might have to put it on top of the bus, strap it down. Definitely a long ways to go, though. We hope, from YSN standpoint and from being football fans here in the Valley, we hope that you guys bring home the hardware in Week 16. Division II is a very tough division. Your region's very tough. And we'll talk about Hoban real quick. You guys faced Hoban last year in the playoffs. Facing a team like that, it's kind of like a Massillon. They like to run the ball, and they'll run it a lot. And you guys like to run it a lot as well. If we go back to that Hoban loss in the playoffs last year, how did that kind of fuel you guys coming into this season?
So half of it for us was just like getting there, seeing what it was, and obviously we wanted to come out on top. It didn't happen, but like playing that game, it just showed us like for next year, like really what we could do and how special we could be, because that game didn't really turn left until we just stopped like playing like sound. So it really like showed us that we have the potential of being like a state,
Of
state
course.
qualifier.
And this is actually a special interview this year for Fitch because you're the first non-senior that we've done this year. So when we talk to a lot of the seniors, we talk about leaving a lasting impression on the program. But since you still have another year to go, just talk about this senior class and what they've kind of meant to this program.
This senior class is like really like these are my guys for sure. Like I've like middle school, I was hanging like Cam, Jamel. Like I've been with that crew, for like a while now. So like those guys, they really love the game of football. So when practice is low, they're not going for it. They're going to get the team going, get ready to go. I understand you might be tired and this and that, but you're gonna get here and you're gonna get going. So I just love playing. Like I look to my left, I see Cam right. Like we all ready to go. So it's a crazy sight. Honestly, they do a really good job.
So we definitely hope to have another week promoting this team next week. Hopefully, you guys can go get the victory this Friday night at home against Mayfield Falcon fans. If you're unable to make the game at Greenwood Falcon Stadium, 7 o'clock Friday night, the game will be played here at Sam's Wedge Inn. Dan, thanks for joining us, and good luck this Friday.
Thank you.